How did you find a place for showering? If you just travel with like a van or a bicycle?
If you want to sleep for free, there's a lot of free camps. So it's like an area you can park your van and spend the night there. And there's like toilets, but no shower. So you can find the free camps there's an application here. It's a very good application. It's called Campermate, and it shows you on the map where are the closest or all the free camps. You can also see on this application where you can have a shower. So usually it's not for free, it's usually you have to pay. So you go to public swimming pool and you can have shower for around $5. There's also some shower, like state shower, I don't know how to say, public shower. You can also find some. Sometimes they are like only cold, or if you want.
Oh, really? Only cold?
And if you want some hot water, sometimes you have to pay for it. Like there's a coin machine. And sometime when I was traveling with a van in the South Island, we used to just like have a couple of nights in a real camping. So we have to pay for a night, like $25, I think, per person. And we could like have shower, relax. Have a real kitchen, so maybe 1 or 2 nights a week. When I was traveling with a van, this is what we were doing, so that we can work.
How did you find a van?
One of our friends, a French friend, so he's been in New Zealand for way before us, and he's a bit handyman, like he knows a lot about mechanics, construction.
Oh yeah.
So he used to buy like a van, old van.
Oh really?
Like empty van.
Oh yeah.
So the one you use for work, like set up with
bed,
sink.
So did your friend buy the van from builder or?
No. Well, you can find it at a garage. Like people selling cars. They're also selling like second-hand van.
Oh yeah.
Some are already set up.
Oh yeah, furnished.
Like
a house. Yeah.
Exactly. And some of them are empty. So empty van would be like $2,000, $3,000.
Oh yeah.
And
$3,000.
Furnished van can be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. It's super expensive. So my friend bought the empty van and he did it by himself, and he sold us the van for $5,000. That was not too expensive. So it's quite an old van, but it was working perfectly, and we didn't have any issue. So that was cool, because here in New Zealand, there's a lot of people being full.
What does that
mean? It means that next scams, like people are buying cars, buying vans.
And
so
kind
a
of
couple
like
of days, couple of weeks, and they have like a lot of issues. Mechanical issues, and they spend a lot of money. So that was a good deal for us, very good deal.
So how long did you have a travel in South Islands with a van and friends?
With Laura, so my French friend, 1 month and a half with the van for the snow.
So without having proper accommodations,
no proper accommodation. We just had we slept in the van. That was summertime though, and the van is very comfy. Like I've slept very well.
Oh yeah.
The only thing is about shower. Shower is so annoying. You have to plan all the time where you're gonna go, where you're gonna sleep, where are we gonna buy food, because it's South Island you can travel for hours without finding anything.
Any villages? No?
Yeah, or even like gas. So you have to be careful about all of this. A bit stressful sometimes. And I like comfort. So sometimes for me it's a bit
harsh.
Yeah.
Could you tell me about the road in South Island? Is it easy to drive? Like what about I've seen some roads are quite like twist.
Yeah, it's a lot of mountain, so it's a lot of twist.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, I wasn't driving, so my friend was driving. I think I've drove like a few times.
Oh yeah.
But just a couple of hours, because I had my license 4 years ago, so quite late for the usual French. And I've only drove in my hometown because I lived in Paris, so you don't need a car in Paris, so I didn't have so much experience driving.
Yeah.
It was less stress to have my friend driving because she's pretty used to
is she
drive.
a good driver?
She's a good driver.
Wow.
But she was a bit afraid as well too because that was the first time she was driving with a van, so it's way bigger than a car. And that was the first time she was driving in mountains. So, but she did well. She did very well.
Wow.
She was impressive.
Then what about driving at night? Are there lights?
We drove. No, there is no lights. You have to use your.
Yeah, the flash anyway. Like a light. I don't know what they call this. Yeah.
So usually we didn't do it because there was summer, so it was nighttime around 9. So we have plenty of time to
go somewhere to stay.
Yeah, we had plenty of time. In winter though, must be a bit like you have to be careful about this because I had the issue in Australia. We didn't realize how tricky it was when the sun goes down around 5. You have less time to find a place. So especially in Australia, because during nighttime you have like kangaroo crossing the roads, koala.
It sounds like Aussie.
Yeah.
Oh wow. But have you seen like koala or kangaroo, like a wild kangaroo or koala?
In Australia?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen wallabies, kangaroos, and koala in their natural environment. So I haven't been in a zoo. And I would not recommend anyone to go to the zoo.
Is it better to just go to like a wild or nature?
I believe that it's much more magical to see like an animal in the natural environment than going to the zoo.
Then where did you find the wild animals in Australia?
I traveled from the south to the north of the east coast. So around Melbourne, so it's the south part of Australia. Yeah. So I was living in a small town, Apollo Bay, and in this town there's a few koala just living in the city. They are living in the city. In the city, yeah. So you have the supermarket and then the tree, and there's a koala. Really? It's not every day, but maybe once a week I would see like a koala. So you have to be very careful and observative, but you can find some. And
have you touched it?
No, and I would not recommend to touch them.
Why really?
Because otherwise you're gonna spread your smell on them, and then it can like confuse them. Even for other koala, so they can't smell the koala anymore. So it's very important not to touch them. If you like the animal, you have to stay away. What else? Yeah, I've seen kangaroo, especially crossing the road all the time when you're on the roads in Australia, especially at downtime or sunset. So there's a lot of kangaroo or wallabies crossing the roads. And there's a lot of dead wallaby and kangaroo also
like
on the road. Because there's a lot of car accidents, because of that.
That's not good.
And there's a lot of birds. It's amazing how many birds there is. Colorful birds. It's incredible.
Then let's get back to New Zealand now.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you have any place you want to recommend to?
There's many places.
Especially in South Australia.
Most of the places I've liked are the most popular one anyway. Yet you can easily find on website. I think it also depends on who you meet, how the weather was like. So I know I had good memories, for example, around the north part of the South Island in Nelson, because we've met someone and someone gave us a free boat tour. So that was so cool.
Wow.
So this is a good experience, and I think sometimes you have just to forget about the must do and the things to see absolutely, and you have to maybe talk to people, try to talk to people, and this is how you experience the most of it. We met a local, and he gave us very, very cheap surf lesson. Very, very cheap.
Wow, surf lesson? How did you find him?
We were on a free camp, and he was one guy working for the city. He was just checking the car and asking people if they were feeling good and stuff. And we just say, do you know if we could find somewhere to surf? And you say, I could rent you some boards and I could show you how to surf if you want. So we were only two surfing in an empty beach with this guy for a couple of dollars, and he spent the entire afternoon with us.
That's good. Wow.
So
Is
that
it
was a
hot?
good memory. No. I mean, he was old. He had a daughter, and he had like
oh
he had a
my
wife.
God. Oh, he has a daughter. Yeah, okay, so like a really kind and
Yeah,
friendly
kind,
person.
very friendly.
Like, how did you start the conversation with others?
With others. It's hard though. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes you tired. Sometimes you don't want to speak English. Sometimes you just like don't want to speak. There was those girls. There were two girls, pretty young. They were just like because they wanted to talk to people. I was very impressed. They just like offered people tea.
Oh.
So they made like they were boiling tea, and they had a couple of glasses.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe 10 and they were offering people around them like do you want some tea, and at the end we all gather around there.
Wow.
And people were starting to play music.
Wow.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That's awesome. Because I think sometimes it's hard though, because I've never done something like this. But when I've seen that, I was like, wow, that's a very good idea actually. The funny thing is like, usually most of the people want to talk, but no one
want to start, make the first step.
Some people are more keen to do something like that because they have the personality or a bit more
Like extrovert.
Yeah. So it's easier for them, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, it's a really good idea, like offering the tea.
Yeah. And at least it doesn't include alcohol because and alcohol is so expensive. So if you start like offering beers, it's gonna cost you a lot of money.
Yeah,
and teas were like because they were from Israel, I think. They brought some famous tea from Israel, so they had some tea, and I think that was not too expensive for them. And a lot of people want to have tea, so that's a good idea. We thought with Laura, but what could we? Because in France there is no famous tea. So so it would be only like tea bags. So it's a bit like
we can just buy some like tea bags from the countdown.
Yeah, you can. You can.
Yeah,
and also, I think here you can also use. So I think there is some in the garden, but there is a very famous plant here called kawa.
Oh.
And you can make some infusion from this plant.
Oh.
If you want to use it, I think there is some around. Or you could also buy tea bags. Anyway, if you don't want to be intoxicated, if you just mistake.
Yeah, it's the safest way.
Maybe I'm not encouraging anyone to make some plant infusion. Just buy some.
Buy some tea bags from the countdown.
Yeah. Seems good.
Oh, it was a good conversation, I guess. So, do you have any comments from my subscribers about your journeys in Australia and New Zealand?
Just stop thinking about doing it. Do it. My name is Helen.
See you next video. Bye bye. Bye bye.